class. Today we are looking at basic science and technology, and this is for the JS3 class, third term syllable. And the topic we have here is magnetism. Before I go into magnetism, I want to define force in a nutshell. Force is a push or pull on an object. And types of force, we have magnet. That is magnetic force. So magnet is also a type of force, and it possesses that character of push and also a pull. Let's see, and subsequently in our lesson we'll see the force that a magnet possesses. A magnet is a substance that can attract iron and steel material to itself. A magnet is a substance that can attract iron and steel materials to itself. That is, if you bring a steel material to yourself, you see it will attract it very well. We are going to illustrate what I've just said to this. If you look at this steel you are seeing here, and you drop a magnet, let's see the force of pull from the magnet if it will attract the steel material to itself. Let's watch as you get the magnet close to the steel. See what is going on? Are you observing? Watch. Have you seen what is going on? It attracts the steel to itself. That is why a magnet is defined as a material or a substance that can attract iron or steel materials to itself. We have the ability of a substance to attract iron and steel material to itself is called magnetism. That ability for a substance to attract iron and steel material to itself is magnetism. The first known natural magnet is the lodestone. The first known natural magnet is the lodestone. I'm going to give you the history of magnet briefly before we look at kinds of magnet. Back then, 4,000 years ago, a Cretan shepherd named Magnus discovered that the sole of his sandals, which are held together with iron nails, sometimes struck to the rocky ground. That was what he discovered while he was moving on a dry ground. While he was moving, he discovered this, and he discovered that this rock contained a magnetite, an iron oxide that has magnetic properties. With that, magnet was discovered. He discovered from this that the ancient Chinese saw that this was a way of exploiting magnet. They now went into make other known magnets that we have now that we'll look at in the kinds of magnets. So furthermore, he discovered that these rocky magnetites swung freely and always point in a north-south direction, and he called it lodestone, which means the leading stone. We are going to look at kinds of magnet. Number one, a bar magnet. A bar magnet. I'm going to sketch how a bar magnet look like. It is like a cylinder, a trapezium, but if you look at it now, you have a cuboid. At first, it looked like a trapezium, but now a cuboid. That is how a bar magnet look like. What do we use it for? For making compass, needle, and also we use it to keep door shut, to keep door shut. That is, if you bounce your door, the door shuts. It is the help of a bar magnet. Number 2, we have the horseshoe magnet. This is its shape. That's a horseshoe magnet. That is how it looks like. What is it used for? We use it in electrical motors. So electrical motors make use of horseshoe magnets. Look at the third one, the ring magnet. Most of them, the shape looks like the name. So since it is a ring magnet, it looks like a ring. That is one of the most commonest magnets we do see. It is used in computers. We have another type of kinds of magnet here, Dix magnet. What is it? How does it look like? Like your Dix, somehow like a ring magnet. What is it used for? Using radios. Used mostly in radios and speakers. So if you open those appliances or gadgets, you will see those magnets there. We have the last one here, which I'll mention, the cylindrical magnet. This look like a cylinder. Look like a cylinder. Where can you find it? You can find it in machines. It is used for holding magnetic objects. Take note. We want to go into poles of a magnet. From my illustration of the history of magnet, I told you that this man that discovered magnet noticed that the magnet swung freely and always points in the north and south direction. So we are going to see that if you look at any magnet, the attracting power of a magnet is greatest at the ends of the magnet. Called the poles. So from what you saw here, have you seen it is attracted at the end of this magnet, which shows that the force of attraction is greatest at the end of a magnet, and those ends are called the poles of a magnet. You are going to see that a magnet has two poles. The poles are North Pole and South Pole. I'm going to illustrate it by drawing